Okay, let's start our practice tonight in a kneeling position. And if you're not a fan of this position, sometimes adding your pillow can be helpful either underneath your calves or on top or both even. But if you can go without them, that puts a nice stretch into the front of the ankle, and we'll stretch it in the opposite direction here in a moment. So in this seated / kneeling position, bring the shoulder blades back, shoulders down away from the ears. Gently tuck the chin, raise the top of the head high. Let's open the palms forward and reach the fingertips down to the floor. Let's take a couple breaths in. Use your belly to breathe. Inhale up and exhale down. And again. We'll reach up top. Let's leave the left hand down, right hand over. Just some gentle movement to get warmed up. One more time. Okay, so let's start this pose by bringing the left knee up and out. You can still have your pillows under your right side if you need them. Sitting up nice and tall. And bring that knee out as far as you're able to, even if you can create a 90-degree angle with your knees. We're going to start just a little stretch on the inner thigh. You can use your left elbow to gently press that knee away. No forcing, just helping it to its end range of motion. Try to let go of any tension you have in your glutes, your hips, your thighs. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Let's let that go. Tuck that foot back under, set yourself up with your pillows if you need to. And we'll bring this side out in that 90-degree angle or as close to that as you can get. Sitting up nice and tall. Softening the glutes and thighs. And then let's let that go. And then we'll bring the right foot forward and we'll shift into our kind of a runner's stretch. So the right knee is going to go back. The left knee is going to go forward, compressing at the ankle. And if your heel comes off the ground a little bit, that's okay. And find a comfortable space, just a comfortable enough stretch that you can hold this for several breaths. If you need to incorporate your blocks, and I might grab mine. Just makes it a little more comfortable so I can hold the pose a little bit longer. The upper body doesn't have to work quite so hard here. Thinking about Gently tucking the chin, raising the top of the head high, shoulders down away from the ears, soft face, drawn neck. Letting go of as much tension as you're able to in your hips and thighs. And then when we come out, push through the hands and the front foot. Try not to really use that right hip much. Allow it to be passive, and then let's switch it out. Bring the right foot forward. The left knee can slide back a little, creating a nice, deep, closed angle in the right ankle. Again, chin tucked, head high, lengthening the neck, shoulders down away from the ears. Soften the thighs, soften the hips. Still breathing with the belly. A few more breaths. And we'll gently push back with the foot, front foot, and the hands. And then let's come down into a seated position. And we'll start with the legs nice and wide. You have a couple pillows, you might want those in front. And just taking your legs as far apart as they will comfortably go. And then make sure you've got a balanced weight on both your sit bones, your hips, and sitting up nice and tall. And if you need to use your arms to really press yourself into the tallest position you can create, start there. This is a really uncomfortable position. You can sit up on a pillow or up on a block. That'll make it a little bit easier. Let's start by just pressing the toes toward the ceiling and the heels away from you. Think about pressing the knees, the backs of the knees down into the floor, really straightening them as you press the heels gently away. No forcing, just some effort. Continue to gently press the backs of the knees into the ground. Breath in the belly. Sitting up nice and tall. And then just relax the legs. Allow whatever parts of the backs of the legs want to touch the mat. Then bring your pillows a little closer. We're going to stay sitting up first. Gently tuck the chin, top of the head toward the ceiling. And then think about the chest moving straight forward, away from you, not down, just away. Soften the hips and thighs. What you might likely feel is your hips sort of rotating forward and moving the stretch a little more to the inner thigh and a little less in the hamstring. You might feel something a little bit different. It just means your body is different from mine. Still thinking about the chest moving forward and not down. Belly breath. Continue to check back in with your thighs, your hips. Make sure they're as soft as you can make them. Think about your inhales. Your spine is lengthening all the way through the top of your head. On your exhales, you're seeing if you can push your chest just a little bit farther forward. Again, further rotating the hips with the upper body. And now it's your choice if you want to continue to press the chest forward, or if you want to relax and let the spine round out a little bit onto your pillows. Forward motion is going to further roll the hips. And we're going to have a visitor. Hi, Maddie. Remembering not to force. We're doing some really deep muscles, inner thigh muscles that attach up to the pelvic floor, base of the hips. Muscles that don't get stretched too often. Long, slow exhales. Okay, let's slowly push ourselves up. And then, come here, Maddie. Come over here. Okay, we're gonna push the pillows a little bit away from us. You didn't have to go. Okay, then we're gonna pull the feet into a cobbler's pose. So the bottoms of the feet are together, and then pull them in toward the body, and then let's bring the pillows back in front. And let's start our cobbler's pose the same way we started the last one, using our arms to really bring ourselves into an upright position. If it's really challenging, sit on a pillow or a block. We'll just hold here, finding that slightly deeper pose by using the arms. Still relaxing the face. And then let's bring the arms forward and let's use the ankles like we do in a traditional yoga pose, cobbler's pose. Still trying to sit up nice and tall. Every time you breathe in, lengthen. Now as we exhale, we'll press the chest forward. Try not to go down, mostly forward. And we'll hold here just a little bit longer. And then if you want to pull your pillows a little closer, even onto your feet, bringing your arms forward, you can let your back round out, coming down onto the pillow, further deepening that hip stretch. Allowing the hips and thighs to soften as much as they're able to. If you're having trouble letting go, back out of your pose a little bit. Maybe you're just a little bit too deep. Inhales, think about lengthening your spine all the way through the top of your head. Exhales, soften and move a little bit more forward if you're able to. And we'll slowly push ourselves back up. And we'll take the right leg out to the side. We'll leave the left tucked in. We'll sit up nice and tall again. Using the arms to assist if you need. And think about the chest moving straight forward. So kind of rolling the hips forward again, really focusing in on the right inner thigh. And then we'll use our pillows to support us as we continue to move forward. Letting go of any tension in your hips and thighs. Still lengthening your spine on the inhales, softening on your exhales. We'll slowly push back and shift to the other side. So bring the right foot in, slow mindful movement, open up the left. And sitting up nice and tall. And then thinking about moving the chest straight forward. Still sitting up tall, lengthening the spine on the inhales. Letting go of tension on the exhales. Continuing to press forward. You can let the background out a little bit. Use your pillows to support you. Check back in with your thighs, your hips, making sure they're soft. And then we'll slowly press back up. Okay, let's put our pillows aside for a moment. Let's go down into a side lying position. I'm on my left side. We're gonna just do a hip flexor stretch. So reach back and grab your ankle. And you can lay your head down on your arm or support it with your hand, whichever feels more comfortable. Just a gentle pull back. Nice deep belly breaths. Then we'll let that go. Let the right knee come forward and then reach back for the left. And pull that knee down so it's pointing away from your body. So you're in a long line. If it feels comfortable to do so, roll your right shoulder back. So you're adding a little twist. Try to let go of any tension in your hips and thighs. And then let's slowly let that go. And we'll roll onto our other side. And let's start with the top leg, the left leg. Gently pulling back. And then we'll let that go, let that knee come forward and down. We'll reach back for the right leg and then pulling that knee so the thigh or the upper leg is in line with the rib cage. Softening your hips and thighs. And if it feels good, rotate the right or left shoulder back, creating a little twist. See if you can just slowly let the tension out, identifying where you're holding in your shoulders, your rib cage, your hips, thighs, just allowing your body to sink into the twist. And then let's slowly let go of that. And we'll push back up into a seated position. And let's do the crossover. So tuck the left leg under, the right across. Can look something like this, or keep pulling that leg across until you get to closer to a stack kneed position. If this is uncomfortable, then just back it out however far you need to in order to get your hips crossed in some way, your legs crossed in some way. Let's again start with that press up. And then softening the hips and thighs, easing them into this position. Shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to move in a couple different directions. So let's start with pressing the chest forward again. And if you want to grab your pillows to support you, you can absolutely do that. Continue to soften, moving forward, lengthening on your inhales. And let's slowly use your hands to press yourself back into an upright position. We'll put the right hand on the ground, slowly leaning, opening up the space on the left. And let's just rest the left arm on the knee. By leaving the left arm down, we let the focus be more in the hip and less in the shoulder. If you need a little extra shoulder stretch tonight, feel free to add the reach. Now let's take the left hand and reach it a little closer to the right. So we're adding a little bit of a twist, further deepening that stretch in the quadratus lumborum area, that big muscle that goes from the hip bone up to the rib cage. This is too deep, just back it up a little bit and find that space where you can relax. Deep belly breaths. And then use your hands to gently walk yourself back up. And then help your legs untwist if you need to. We'll stretch them out straight, rock them back and forth. And then we'll go the other direction. So we'll tuck the right foot under first and either go into a cross-legged, crossed over, or stacked knee position. And then we'll use our arms to help ourselves up nice and tall, lengthening the spine. Softening as much as you're able to in your hips and thighs. And then thinking about the chest moving straight forward. If you're so far forward, it's difficult to relax. Back it up a little bit. And then just walking slowly forward with your arms or relaxing on your pillows. Just a little bit longer here. And then let's slowly back it up. And then we'll stretch the left hand away from the body, beginning to create that pull through here. Top hand can either go into a reach or just rest on the knee. Again, only going far enough that you can still relax. This pose can get intense pretty quickly. And if you're still feeling a lot of good stretch, just stay right here, or you can take the right hand, moving it a little more in the direction of the left. And let's slowly walk ourselves back up. Slowly untwist your legs. And stretching them out straight, rocking them back and forth. Okay, on to another hip flexor stretch, and this can be kind of deep. So you decide how deep you want to go. Bring your pillows behind you, and we'll stretch the left side first. So we'll take the right up. And then we're slowly going to go back onto your hands or onto your pillows to stretch through here. If you have a lot of flexibility here, you can go all the way down without the pillows. I'm going to try the pillows first, see how they feel. Feeling a pretty good stretch through here, so I'll stay on my pillows, I think. If this is way too much for you, come up on your hands, go into that kneeling position again, and just lean back on your hands until you feel that stretch through here. Okay, we'll stay here just a little bit longer. To come out, try rolling onto your left side if it's your left leg that's tucked under. Coming back up. Then you might have a difference in the tension from one side to another, so experiment with, you just want to lean back a little bit to create that stretch, or if you want to go back onto your pillows. Couple more breaths. And then we'll roll onto the right side. And then let's roll all the way over onto our tummies. And either all the way flat or up on your elbows. Creating some length between the, the hips and the rib cage. And we'll roll onto the left side on your elbow and think about that left hip getting as far away as it can, but still stay stacked up on your elbow. Stretching the left leg or the bottom leg long, and then bringing the right knee in front. And we're stretching through between the rib cage and the hip. Pressing the elbow into the floor so the space between the shoulder and the ear is as wide as possible. And try rolling your hip a little bit forward or a little bit back to find that just right stretch for you. Okay, then we'll roll back onto the tummy. Then we'll roll on to the right side. Again, stacking the elbow, pulling the right hip further away, stretching out the right leg away from the body, left knee comes forward. Softening. Rolling that top hip a little forward or a little bit back to try and get the right stretch for you that feels the best, feels the most therapeutic. And then let's go back on to the tummy. Just let those deep stretches integrate here for a moment. And then go ahead and roll onto your back for our final relaxation pose. Finding a pose where your palms are up. And just begin to soften your body, lengthen your exhales. Every exhale, soften your body a little more deeply. And bring your attention to the space around your heart. Imagine your breath coming into your heart as you breathe in, directly to the heart, and then moving away or out of the heart as you exhale. Just using your imagination that your heart is doing the breathing. And then shift your imagination so that every time you breathe in, you're pulling that breath from deep in the earth. And then hold that breath in your heart for just a moment, and then exhale that breath out into the universe. Each time, taking a long, deep breath, pulling as much energy and breath as you can from deep from the earth. And as you exhale, extend that exhale, pushing that breath as far as you can out into the universe. And then begin easing your breath. Calm, slow breaths. And then begin slowly working yourself up into your seated position, whichever one feels most comfortable to you. And then let's take one big breath together, inhaling up, slowly exhaling, softening the body, stopping at the heart, and wishing each other namaste. Light in me enters the light in you. Thank you for being here tonight. Getting a nice deep stretch to the hips. I hope you all have a wonderful evening.